Subtraction using the number line. Okay, this is part of the video I've shown before on our meetings. All right, here's the number line. It's numbered from 0 to 10. Okay, each number has a spot, as you can see as the lines indicated above the numbers. This is going to help us to count when we're subtracting. The equation that we're going to start with that they have here is 4 minus 2 equals what number? Okay, so as you can see, they have put a circle around the 4 because 4 is the greater number. We always have to remember to start with the greater number in our equation when we are subtracting. Okay, the greater number allows us to take away as much as we need to. All right. If our number is too small and we have a big number to subtract, it's not going to work. So our greatest number here, our whole number, is 4, and it's in the very beginning of the equation. We're taking away 2. Okay, so we're going to subtract 2. As you can see, we count backwards on the number line. 2 spots, 2 jumps, 1, 2. Okay, we have subtracted 1, 2. That's this number, the part that we're taking away. We have landed on the number 2. So 2 is our answer. It's the other part, and you can see that it is written at the end of the equation. Here I have a number line again, right? Okay, we're going to be using this number line from 0 to 10 to work on a couple of equations. I need you to have something to write with and something to write on as we go through this together. It would be very helpful if you can draw a number line. So go ahead and push pause while you draw your straight line and then put a mark, write your number 0, put a finger space, write your next mark, put number 1, finger space, next mark, number 2, all the way till you get to number 10. So go ahead and push pause while you do that and then join me again. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to, I have my minus sign here, okay? On either side, I'm going to have my numbers and then my equal sign, and then my answer is going to go on this line. My first equation that I want to work on with you is going to be 5 minus 5. Okay, so where's my greater number? They're the same. When we subtract, we always start with the first number before the minus sign, okay? Because the minus sign is telling us this is how many you're going to take away. It's like a little arrow that's saying, here it is, right here. So we're taking away 5 from 5, okay? So where are we going to start? Right on 5, right? So start on 5. We're going to count backwards 5 times. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I stop right there. So let's just double check to make sure that we did subtract 5 numbers from 5. Here was minus 1, minus 2, because we're going backwards, so I'm putting a minus, minus 3, minus 4 numbers, and minus 5. Great, we did count correctly. Sometimes kids count too fast and they think they have 5, but they only have 4. Sometimes they count too many, they're not paying attention, or they get distracted. So it's always a good idea to go back and check this before you write your answer. So what is our answer? We stopped on this number, 0, correct? So we write a 0 on the line. Okay. Let's go ahead and do another one. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. That's more like it. Okay. We're going to go ahead and do 8 minus 3. Okay, so remember our whole number is at the beginning of our equation, and that is our greatest number. That's what we start with. So let's go over to our number line. I'm going to mark where I'm starting, 8. Minus 3, that tells me the part that I'm taking away. You remember when we used to do a number bond, right? We had our whole number, and here we would have 8. It's kind of hard to see it. Let's see if I can write in another color. 8. Okay. And then we had a part and another part that came out of that, right? So 3 is one of the parts. Our job is to find out what is this missing part, okay? So we're starting on 8. We're going to go backwards, remember, because we're subtracting. We're going backwards, and our number in our equation is 3. Okay, let's count backwards 3 spots. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's check to make sure we did count correctly. Minus 1, and I put the number right over that hump where I jumped. Minus 2, minus 3. Okay, I took away 3 for the first part. And what am I left with? What part is left? The number 5 is correct. So if I wanted to finish my number bond up here, I would write 5 in that spot. 3 and 5 together give me 8, right? If I added these two together, these two numbers, 3 plus 5, it would give me 8. But in my subtraction equation, 8 take away 3 equals 5. And if you look at this, the greatest number is still at the beginning. And it will be for a subtraction sentence because we have to have the most when we start to take away the parts or the part. Okay, let's go ahead and erase that. And please leave your number line on your paper. We're going to use it. You could just erase your mark where you were jumping or counting backwards, I mean. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. 7 minus 1. So my greatest number or whole number is 7. And again, if I had my number bond here, so I'm going to draw it this way. Oh, hold on a second. It's hard to see that. Let me just do that in a different color here. I'm doing this one. It's better. Okay. So if I had a number bond, and it can be any shape, right, as long as it has a hole and a part that comes out of it. It's a crazy part right there. And another part. Okay, 2 parts that come out of the hole, right? So in my number bond, my 7 would be right here because that's the whole number that I'm starting with. My 1, it can be on either side. That's a part. Okay, I have to find out what the missing part that goes right here would be. All right. So on my number line, I'm starting at my 7 because that's the greatest number. Okay, put a dot there. I'm taking 1 away, so I'm going to count backwards. Here we go. 1. Simple. I have taken away 1 from 7. And my answer, my sum is 6. So then in my number line, I would write in 6. Do you see that these 2 parts make the whole? Do you? So if I took that 6 from this number bond and I put it together with the 1, it would give me 7, right? Or I could write the 1 first, it doesn't matter. 1 plus 6 equals 7. And then here in the subtraction problem, I had 7 minus 1 equals 6. Those are the same 3 numbers that I've been using in my number bond. 7 minus 1 gives me 6. What if I had 7 minus 6? It would give me 1. You see those numbers in my number bond? 7 take away 6. The only part that's missing in the number bond now, 7, 6, is 1. These are called fact families because they have the same 3 numbers. All right, let's go ahead and take that off. See if I can get rid of it. Let's see if I can get rid of it. Takes a while sometimes to erase everything. Try that again. Here we go. So remember important things for subtracting on a number line. We count backwards when we subtract, right? And of course we start with our greatest number in our equation when we subtract. So we have enough to take away from. Okay. All right, so the next equation, well, I keep erasing these things, that I want you to write is going to be, let's do 6 minus 4. Okay, go ahead and write that as I continue to clear my board. 6 minus 4. Okay, so my whole number is 6, right? Start on that. Go ahead and do it if you're ready for it. Take away 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that where you stopped? Let me check my counting. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. Great, I counted correctly. So my answer is 2. All right. We are going to do one more for today. And so a number line is a strategy that you can use, but it's not the one that you have to use, okay? If you subtract easier using a different strategy, use the one that you know. We're trying not to use our fingers, but if you still have to, you can at this time. All right, our last problem for today. I'm going to give you guys, we'll do 10. I'm going to start on the big number, the greatest number we have, 10. Okay, and I want you to take away, let's go with 8. Ten minus 8. Now, if you remember, when you have 8, how many more do you need to get to 10? You can think of it reversed that way, like 8 plus how many more gives me 10. Okay, but using the number line, we're going to start on our greatest number, 10, and we're going to subtract 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me double check. Actually, that's about the same size. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa, that's the first part of that. 7, 8. Okay, I did subtract 8 on my number line going backwards because I'm subtracting, and my answer is 2. So what I said earlier was 10 minus 8. If you remember the combinations of 10, and if you remember that 8 plus 2 equals 10, you could have easily said, oh, 10 minus 8, the missing number is 2, right? And that's one way that you could have solved this, one strategy, by using your fact families, which is fine. And then you could have demonstrated to me that you knew how to use a number line by counting backwards on your piece of paper and writing it that way. Well, good job. Thank you for working with me. Give yourself a high five. Give yourself a thumbs up, pat on the back, left to right. Let's go ahead and also give ourselves a smiley face, whatever kind of smiley face you want to make today. I'm going to make a tooth one. There we go. Tooth smiley face. Give yourself a star. Let me do a star. I always start with a triangle to show how to do one. Put a dot on each side of that star, and you connect your dots, and boom, there's a star. There. Good job. Thanks for practicing with me. See you next time.